Can't count. My hands don't work. I thought you were gonna start at 5. I was like here.
Well,
Anyway,
I gotta throw you off a little bit. Like I'm
yeah.
just gonna keep the counter different every
we're,
episode.
we're probably gonna be yelling a whole bunch here today. So start off evil and just go from there. Um, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Designated Players Podcast. This is episode 7. We are done with our not so deep dives. Thank you for all of your interactions and your thoughts and your comments. But now it's time to do some predictions. Everybody loves a good bit of predictions. And spoiler alert, before we get started, we are always right. Well, I am always right. Connor will give you the wrong information, but I will tell you exactly what's going to happen by the end of the year. So if you don't want to, I won't say click off because I want you to keep watching. But like if you want to make money, listen to what I'm about to say. Take whatever massive paycheck you have, hammer everything we're about to say in the betting books. You will never work a day in your life after this.
That's because they'll probably lose their job and be out on the street following our betting advice.
Disclaimer, we are not a betting service. Please do not listen to anything we say.
No, do the opposite most likely. You'll do well.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, man. Alrighty. Basically, you can see on the board here, we've got 8 different awards that we're going to be predicting, plus our bold predictions, our favorite part of every season. I'm pretty sure I was 2 for 3 on my bold predictions last year, so I'm going to go 3 for 3 now. It's going to be great. I've got a bold prediction for a team, a player, and a coach. So those were my 3. I kind of tried to keep it separate.
Okay, that's pretty good. I got a team of 2 players, though.
Okay. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead, give who we think is probably going to be in the running for these awards, and then make a prediction on who will probably win it. For me, it's who will definitely win it, but Connor's going to be like who probably wins it.
All right.
Before we do any of that, though, I see Connor's missing something.
Oh, I'm not missing anything. I'm just here to start the violence early because I know you're going to be super excited when I take this one out.
All right, break it out. I hate you so much. You are the worst individual on the face of the earth. As I texted you today, I despise the essence of your being. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can't believe we planned to take this scarf out last week when we were talking about FC Cincinnati, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have it." So today he breaks it out.
Yeah.
What an absolute.
I wanted to start the toxicity off early. What do you got?
I've got the green Red Bull scarf.
Celtic?
This is an advanced joke for people who get it. People who get it, and the people who don't.
Well, I'm in the don't.
Yeah. Every player that we're either linked to or have signed in the most recent few windows have all been from Celtic. So Patrick Klimala, Cameron Harper, we've been linked with like 2 or 3 of their midfielders this offseason. Like it's been unreal.
Where Morgan came from in Scotland, or was he from somewhere else?
I thought he was from somewhere else, but that would be
already on a tangent. Let's go.
That would be par for the course.
He was at Celtic. Yeah.
Oh, he was at Celtic. Great. So Lewis Morgan is part of the Celtic contingent as well.
He went on loan to Sunderland.
Oh my God! And he scored a goal.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
20. Loan to Sunderland, scored his first Sunderland goal against Bristol Rovers. And his first league goal was against Doncaster. Nice.
We should do, side note, I'm going to cut this out afterwards, but we should do an episode on, we kind of did the reverse where we said like, oh, I can't believe this player played in MLS. We should take MLS players and be like, oh, did you know they played here?
We can like outside of it, like not that we forgot they played here, but we didn't realize they played at other places. I like that. That's cool. We could definitely.
I'm sure we'll forget, but.
Oh, I'm writing it down right now.
Okay.
Not really, but all right. Let's dive into this. The first one I have on my board here is probably our most accurate one that we've guessed for the past 2 years, the Golden Boot.
Oh yeah, that's because we guessed Giassi's artist, of course.
I'm going to let you take this one first. I usually start everything off. So I want you to give me just a few players you think are probably going to be in the running and maybe why you think they'll be in the running. And then give me who you think might be there. Maybe top 3, top 5, whatever you've got.
All right, I've got top 3 for you right here. I went pretty safe on this one. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Probably could swap out a few guys or expand the list a bit more because there's plenty of guys who can score goals in this league, especially with MLS 4.0. Goals to the moon. I ended up narrowing mine down, and this is subject to change potentially, but my 3, I guess, finalists for Golden Boot are Josef, Tati, and Christian Aranjo.
Okay.
And I know we've kind of spoken on this before. Obviously, I'm very high on.
You love Christian Aranjo, I guess.
Yes, and he is my pick to win the Golden Boot this year. I think he's got a great supporting cast around him at LAFC. Like Ryan Hollingshead supporting the attack, Kellen Acosta. He's got Carlos Vela. I think the pieces are in place for him to succeed like tremendously versus last year where he had like zero help basically.
The fact that the first person that came to your mind in supporting Christian Aranjo was
Ryan Hollingshead
speaks miles about what this podcast actually is.
Well, he's a striker playing at left back. That's huge.
And then you got a left back playing at center mid. This is Ben Olsen's dream team right here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get Julian Gressel in goal, and you've got Ben Olsen literally just rolling around on the floor in excitement.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If Cherundolo doesn't work out, I know a guy. But Tati being on the list, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. He's the one that obviously could potentially get swapped out if he ends up leaving. But as of right now, he's still here. So I'm going to include him in the list. He's a goal scoring machine. He's already got 2 in CCL at the start of the season. And he was your Golden Boot winner last year. So not hard to put him on the list again. And Josef's just a perennial goal scorer historically. He's still coming back from the injury a bit. So I know he was a little bit slower in terms of goals last season, but I think having the full season under his belt, and boy, does he have the supporting cast behind him. Those 3 behind him are going to help him score loads of goals. So I expect that he will be, if he stays healthy and he, even remotely is the Josef that we remember from a few seasons ago prior to the injury, I think he'll be in the Golden Boot conversation.
I just want to put on a side note that Tati Castellano scored 2 goals against a Costa Rican side that had 4 field players on their bench because of COVID issues or visa issues. So let's not blow things out of the water.
That's 2 more goals than anybody else scored that game.
Okay.
Somebody has to score them. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, I knew you were going to put Josef on there. I put Arango on there as well with Josef. I've got 2 different ones from you.
Did you have 4 total?
Yeah. So I had Aranjo and Josef, and then I had I didn't put Tati because I don't think he'll be here the whole year. So I think he's gone.
That's fair.
Mid-season.
I get that.
If he's here the whole year, yeah, definitely in the conversation for sure. But I left him out for that reason. Chicharito Hernandez is obviously in this conversation. The man scored 17 goals in like 20 games last year before he got hurt, and now he's got Douglas Costa playing on the wings with him, and or in the middle or whatever. But I think he's got to be in the conversation. And this one may tie into a bold prediction. So I might
Patrick Klamala.
Stop it. I might be tipping my hand here a little bit, but I have Kasper Shabilko on this list and winning Golden Boot.
Winning Golden Boot
because it ties into my bold prediction. Okay, but listen, Chicago Fire are lighting up the transfer window in this last few weeks. And he is a guy who played with a bunch of 18-year-olds and was scoring 12, 15 goals a season.
He was not playing with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Who was he playing with that made it any better than
he had Wagner on one wing, on one fullback position. He had
exactly.
He had Mbaizo on the right. He had Montero behind him.
Like this, it don't count.
He has Bedoya in the midfield as well.
You're not telling me Ale Bedoya is no, we're done. So Kasper Shabilko is going to win Golden Boot this year.
Oh, you're out of your mind. You're absolutely insane.
Light the fire, baby. Light the fire. The Chicago fire. Light it up.
We are going to have very differing opinions on Chicago this season.
I'm going to fight you.
I know you're going to fight me. You think Kasper Schmeichel is going to win the Golden Boot?
Okay. I'm going to sit here with a massive smile when he's at least top 5, if not 1.
We'll see about that.
Golden Boot. Fine. Oh,
That eraser was terrible.
that eraser is not doing its job. I need a whole new set of markers. That's what I need. Moving on to Golden Glove. I actually don't have notes on this, but I remember that we should have it because it's an award.
You don't need notes on it. You wing it. That's where the fun is.
All right. Last year, we had a 3-way tie for Golden Glove between Cornell, Willis, and I don't want to say his name. I don't want to do it.
Oh, you know what? I thought we were talking about goalkeeper of the year there for a second.
No,
I did not write anything. All right, you go first, and we'll come up with something for Golden Glove.
no, and I don't have notes either. We're winging it. But we had a 3-way tie between Yarborough, Willis, and Cornell. Now we're looking at a few people who have made moves, a few people who have gotten in there. I think Joe Willis is going to be in this conversation again. I think that Nashville is going to do very, very well in the Western Conference.
Let me ask you something really quick. Should I just say Maxime Crepeau and move on already?
I was just about to talk about Maxime Crepeau being in the conversation. Andre Blake is always going to be up there. Outside shout for Thomas Asal. For me, it's going to be, I think it's going to be Joe Willis.
Three-peat Joe Willis. And he's still not going to win goalkeeper of the year.
He's not. He's not. I love me a good bit of Joe Willis ever since he came in the 2012 Eastern Conference semifinals against Red Bull and stopped the penalty. His career took off for DC, in case anybody was remembering that game. Man, I love what Nashville are doing. I love what Gary Smith got going on. I think Joe Willis is a phenomenal little goalkeeper. He's very good, very technically sound, great in the air. He's got a good back line in front of him. He's got that Zimmerman guy.
I love me some Zimmerman.
Yeah, I mean, he's got enough going on where I think they're going to be a very good, solid team. And I think Willis takes this one.
I love me some three-peat Joe Willis.
Don't we all?
I think I'm going to probably go with a safer choice here. And, well, I shouldn't say safer. Joe Willis is definitely a safe pick. I'm leaning
from Chicago when they.
Oh, that would be awesome, honestly.
I don't think he lasts a year, though.
I also don't think he gets it, even if he does last the year. I'm going to say Andre Blake on this one. I just think Philly's back line is super consistent and solid, and he's, of course, going to be in the conversation almost no matter what. It's just, I guess, if Jamaica's not going to go to the World Cup, so, well, I guess the season would be done at that point anyway.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'll go Blake, and hopefully he'll have more games this season without the international interruptions. So I think he's got a good shot at it. I think he would have won it last year had he had the full season because he missed 8 games.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. Do you want to just tie this right into goalkeeper of the year as well?
Yeah, we might as well.
Might as well, right? Okay. Golden Glove. Goodbye. Goalkeeper of the year. I want to know if there was anybody that you didn't mention in your other.
Well, I only really mentioned Andre Blake, but he is in my conversation for goalkeeper of the year. Of course, Maxime Crepeau is in the conversation as well.
Take your 5 minutes and talk about it.
You know what? Like a little bit of it is just like I'm running with the meme at this point, but the majority of it is actually I do feel like he would be in the conversation because I think that team is going to perform very well this year, and I think almost regardless of how he does, if he stays in goal for the entire season and the team does do really well, he'll just kind of be in the conversation no matter what, unless they're shipping like 60 goals in the season and still like doing super well. But I just don't think that's the case. So I do think he will be in the conversation by the end of the year. And my other choice in there was Joe Willis, of course, because he and Nashville are just super consistent, and they are just, I mean, you know exactly what you're getting from him in the back line. He's getting loads of clean sheets. It doesn't seem like he has to do a ton. Like he's never really like top of the league in saves, I feel like, but he just gets clean sheets because whether it's he just knows how to command the back line or the back line's just supporting a lot. But I think he'll be in the conversation again, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to win it again. So it'll be probably the third year in a row that he is in the conversation and not winning. I'm going to go consistent with my Golden Glove pick here and go Andre Blake. I think he should have won it last year. So I think with Turner out of the picture now too, I feel like he's definitely the favorite in my mind.
Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna give the three that I think are probably most likely to be in this conversation in the year, and then some kind of like outside ones. Obviously, it's Blake Crepeau, and Willis are my three that I think are going to be in there. Outside shot for Coronel. Forget Coronel. They're not. No. I can't.
No faith in the defense.
I can't put very many Red Bull on these lists. Outside shot for Jonathan Bond if he is being superhuman. Pedro Gallese, and I think my super big reach would be
Slanita.
No, not Slanita. He's on my list, but he's not like a super, because I don't think he's going to last year. I think Juve comes in and scoops him up midway through. Christian Kalina from Charlotte. Okay. I think if Charlotte get their ducks in a row, as we like to say, in enough time throughout the season, I think he's got an outside shot at it. My final pick, like you did with your consistent Golden Glove, is going to be Joe Willis, because I will not sit here with the Joe Willis slander and not have him win an award he should have won probably twice.
No, I don't think he should have won goalkeeper of the year. I think Blake and Turner were better than him in those 2 seasons.
No.
What do you mean no?
Turner was not better than him.
He was 2 years ago, and then Blake was better than him last year.
I'll give you Blake in year 1, but I won't give you Turner in year 2. I won't do it.
I'm not talking about I'm talking Turner in, what was it? I guess 2020. Turner in 2020 was better than Joe Willis, and I think Blake last year was better than Joe Willis. So I think in my mind there was, even though they weren't the winners, I still think those guys were better than Willis during that year.
Why do I?
But I'm not disagreeing with you. Man deserves a goalkeeper of the year.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good goalkeeper of the year shout. I'm gonna leave MVP for a little.
Yeah, we can't do MVP next.
I was just listing them all out as in the way that I took my notes, but yeah, MVP is gonna be last. Let's go to defensive player of the year.
All right.
Give me actually, I gotta go first, right?
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay, so the 3 that I'm gonna have in my like, what do you call it?
In your short list.
Short list. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for.
Or nominee. I think that works too.
Nominee, short list, whatever, right? Yamar, Zimmerman, because I'm backing Nashville, right? And Carlos Salcedo.
Ooh.
I'm super high on Carlos Salcedo. The issue is who's around him, right?
Yeah.
But outside picks for me, also Nathan from San Jose, who I know is in your short list.
He's not, but I hear you.
Jack Elliott from Philly. If he finds somebody to play next to him, because right now it's somebody I've never heard of and will never ever acknowledge ever again.
Gleesneys.
Gleesneys. And Miles Robinson, I think Miles Robinson with this Atlanta team is going to be able to look really good because he'll just be doing a lot of 1v1 defending, which is something he's really good at. That's like my 6 nominees, in 2 different tiers. I'm going South State. I'm going South State.
Wow, that is bold.
I am super high on him, and I think he is going to. Well, I made this comment in our not so deep dive. Salcedo is going to be a top 5 center back in this league the second he starts the season. Like, he is just absolutely class and really, really solid in the way that he plays. And I think you are going to struggle to find somebody technically better than him. Now, will they give it to him? No. Zimmerman will probably get it 3 years in a row because he made 1 appearance for the men's national team in the World Cup, or World Cup qualifiers. But
1 appearance. He starts like almost every week in the World Cup, or not every week, but he starts every period. Anyway.
I think Bob Bradley gets the most out of Salcedo. You could put Mavinga next to him. You could put Michael Bradley next to him. I don't care. I think Salcedo is going to be a top 5 center back in the league. And I think if TFC have the year that they might have, I'm not going to say that they're in for it, but I would say he will take this over Yeimar and Zimmerman.
That is very bold, my friend. I like it. I like the boldness of it. It'll make for good clips and everything. But I just think I completely agree with you. If you stuck him on any playoff team, I think he absolutely is a finalist for this award. But I just think he will have a terrible backline around him unless they make some more signings. And I think that'll just hurt his chances because it'll just look worse. Like if Toronto's shipping a bunch of goals, then obviously I imagine most won't be his fault, but there's only so much that he could do in a back line by himself. So my finalists, you mentioned 2 of the 3. A little bit surprised you didn't mention the 3rd one, but I know for a fact you won't be against it. So my 3 finalists here are Jack Elliott, Alexander Cayens, and Yeimar. So Jack Elliott, I think you'll pick up on the trend here that I got pretty high expectations for Philly going into this year. So Jack Elliott was, I think, pretty underratedly strong last year for Philly in the back line. He was definitely one of the top center backs in the league. And with how consistent that back line is, I think he'll be right up there again. And I think for sure he'd be in the conversation. Cayens is, again, I would say another underrated center back in this league. He doesn't get the press that like Walker and Miles get because he doesn't play for the U.S. men's national team. But Cayens he's the rock in the NYCFC back line. He's so good there, and NYC is also again another back line that's pretty consistent. Him, Chanot, and Sean Johnson in goal. Plus, I know that they signed another guy. A DP signing, I think, right, for in the back line. So I think Cayens will have another strong year, and if NYCFC do well, then not surprising to see him in the conversation. And Yeimar I picked as my winner, so I think Yeimar will win DPOY or DPOTY. He was my pick last year too, so I'm kind of just doubling down on this one. I expect probably another strong year from Seattle. Pretty much same thing as the other 2 guys. Again, another consistently good back line with Stefan Fry most likely in goal. He's got Roldan on the right, and Nuhu and Arriaga. So Yeimar is the top guy in the back line, and Seattle will be good defensively again. And I think maybe we finally see Walker Zimmerman take not necessarily a step back, but maybe he finally doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year. And I could definitely see like someone like Miles Robinson maybe struggling a bit more this year. So I think Yeimar is going to be my pick here because I just think he'll be just as good as last year, and I think he will take it.
Interesting. I'm okay with Cayens. I think that's not a bad shout. I think with the new center back coming in, I'm wondering if he is in a rotation or if he plays in a back three, which he's not super used to. I mean, he's used to it, but not as comfortable as he was with just Chanel. Um, I'm I'm very confused as to where a lot of teams are going to finish this year, just because
Yeah, tough.
there's so much turnover this year. So I could see them finishing as high as 2 or 3, and I could see them also falling out. And if Tati leaves early, like bottom playoff or even out. So I tried to stick with people who I was kind of sold on.
Fair enough.
Did you have Nathan in your like outside shortlist?
It's hard to put him in here. I know he's super talented, but I have pretty low expectations for San Jose this year. Not to give away next episode, but
Me too.
so I can't. I don't know if I can justify, like, even if he has a strong year, I don't know if I can justify putting him in the conversation.
Yeah. All right, let's move on then. Let's go to newcomer of the year, which I think is going to be a really fun one to talk about because there are so many new players. I mean, we had 70 plus intra-league transfers this season, but we also had like 30 or 40 big out of league transfers, which is massive, especially for a league like this.
Yeah, a lot of under the radar ones too, because obviously there were a few of the big name ones, but a lot of these guys coming in, there's a lot of great players coming in that just don't have the Insigne hype, obviously.
Right. So on my short list is Thiago Almada for Atlanta, Swiderski for Charlotte, and Ferreira at Houston.
Okay.
Those are my 3 shortlist players, right? Swiderski, obviously, with the Polish national team, has lots of experience, international and otherwise, and I think he would be an all right fit with the league to start. Almada, obviously, going to be massive in the Atlanta attack. Big price tag, big market value, big expectations. And then Ferreira, Houston's record signing, I think is really it's a really good sign to see from Houston, that a team that has not historically spent very well or very large going out and finding somebody like that. My outside shot, Xherdan Shaqiri, Facundo Torres, Luquinhas, and Max are all on my kind of like next 4 out type of feel. Again, with my feelings about Chicago, I think Shaqiri is going to have a big part in that. Facundo Torres at Orlando, somebody's going to have to start picking up goals over there, and I think he will be the one to do it. Luquinhas is going to be the difference of Red Bull being in the playoffs or not. It's that simple. We see what the team is without him, so he's going to have a lot of work to do to turn that over. And my hype for Max at Colorado has been explained in our Not So Deep Dive. I think he's going to have a really good impact. I know he's young, but I think this is going to be a good year for him. My winner is Ferreira from Houston. I think he's going to have more of an impact in the improvement of Houston than Almada or Swiderski will have for Charlotte or Atlanta. Houston can't get any worse, but I think he is going to be a really good focal point for them to start moving forward. And I think that he will take home this award in 2022.
It's a good shout, honestly. I did not think about that one.
Because you're a Houston hater, as per last year.
So I'm thinking about swapping one of my finalists out.
For my pick, because I'm always right.
No. But yes, maybe. So at the moment, I just have 3 finalists here, and I've got Shaqiri.
Okay.
I've got Swiderski.
Cool.
And then the last one I had that I think I'm gonna swap out. So I had Yuri here from Philly, but
Yuri. Okay.
yeah, it seems like he's still having visa issues. So if that's the case and he doesn't get to join Philly at the start of the season, I don't want to put him on here if he ends up missing time. So
For sure.
I'll put Ferreira on here as my last choice, but it
Seriously,
doesn't
copy
change.
me. You're boring.
It doesn't change who I pick as my winner. I'm going with Swiderski to win this one.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think he will be the focal point for Charlotte, and I think he's got some good experience. Hopefully, brings in some Buksa vibes. Having that Polish national team experience, and if you get an Adam Buksa to Swiderski in the first season, he's absolutely going to be on this finalist list for Newcomer.
Interesting. Okay. Anybody outside of your three that you would consider?
Facundo Torres is definitely on there. I'm a little just staying a bit more conservative on this one, just in terms of I don't know what to expect from him and the fact that Orlando completely rotated their front three. So there's a lot of up in the air when it comes to him and how he's going to perform. I also think what's the deal with Luquinhos? Is he going to be like your next Kaku?
Yeah, he's gonna play out on like the left wing for now because we're doing like a 5-2-3, and he'll be that left winger cut inside and create type of thing. From what I'm hearing, I mean, obviously he's not here yet, but it could lend itself to a formation change as well. We went 4-2-3-1 at the end of last year, and he could slide into that playmaker role where Fabio was.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll say on the same note as Facundo Torres, I could, depending on how things go again, I could see maybe Cara being in this conversation, the new
Sure.
striker signing. So, a few guys around here. If Insigne had the full season, I would surely say he's the favorite. Just even if he doesn't play out of his mind, he's got to be the media favorite to win this award.
For sure.
But half the season, I don't think he gets it.
No. I find it funny how not a single defender was in that list.
Just they don't give defenders awards unless it's defensive player of the year.
I get it.
And the cherry on top, imagine Julian Gressel wins defensive player of the year. Then defenders don't win anything.
If I were to put a defender in there, by the way, I'd probably pick Chorizos from Chicago.
Yeah, I like that one.
But yeah, young player of the year. This one's going to be fun. I'll let you start.
All right. So young player of the year, I got 3 finalists again.
Me too.
So my three are pretty.
But sorry, before you go, young player of the year for people who don't know, 22 and under players in the league. So it's if you are born, I think January 1st, 2000. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Andrew just had a midlife crisis in mid-episode.
I believe it's a 2000 year or earlier or later. I'm sorry, 2000 or later, then you're in eligibility for the award.
So born later than January 1st, 2000.
Yeah. Jesus. You know, it was scary. Sorry, total tangent here. I was reading somebody's got a USMNT youth prospect Twitter, and they highlighted like the Red Bull Academy, and they were going all the way down to like 07s and 08 birth year. I coach those now. I'm like, God, what is wrong with me? Yeah, I had 07s last year. I've got 09s this year. He went all the way up to 08. I'm like, next year he's talking about the age group I work with now. This is terrifying. We're old.
Good. Love it.
All right, young player of the year. Who's your
All right, so my 3 finalists for young player of the year. I've got Leon Flock, I've got Julian Araujo, and I've got Jesus Ferreira. Those are my 3 finalists.
Interesting. Not a single new transfer.
Yeah, I did not go with any of the new transfers. Again, it's probably a safer bet on my end. I went with the guys that I know perform well in this league. I think Ferreira is now, he's their, I guess, new striker, or I would say their central attacking point. With Pepe out. So I think, and we've talked about how we both think that Dallas has improved in this offseason. So he should have some help around him this year. So I expect some good things out of him. Araujo is a pretty easy one to throw on this list. He's already one of the better players in this league, arguably the best right back in the league already, and he's only 20, which is wild.
Only
He's super
20?
talented. He's only 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. Honestly, it's a little surprised that I haven't heard more about him getting a move to Europe. I think that's in the cards very soon. He's a fantastic player.
He's got to keep playing for Mexico.
Yeah, probably. And then last one, Leon Flock. He kind of made a name for himself last year, really settling into that Philly team. Again, I think Philly's going to have a strong year this year. So I think in my head, it makes sense for him to be on here. The only thing holding me back from him maybe not being on here is just the fact that he's not really an attacker. And we know that these awards love attackers. But I think Flock is a super useful player for Philly and just one of the better midfielders in the league. And at the young age of 20. So technically he'll be eligible for it again next year. So will Julian Araujo. My pick for the winner.
Yeah.
I'm going Julian Araujo this year.
I think that's a really safe, good bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a finalist last year and he lost out to Pepe, which is totally fair. Pepe deserved that award, but I think
was
with
DK
Pepe
on that list?
DK was not on that list because he was
really?
only here for half the year.
Oh, really? Wow.
He was only here for half the year.
Imagine that. Wow.
Yeah, I think with no Pepe this year, Araujo's my choice to win it.
Nice. I like that. I went more transfer oriented.
Yeah, more newcomers.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Totally thought Julian Araujo was like 24. So love that shout. I think Leon Flock is a little bit too. He's not flashy enough.
Yeah, I totally get that.
So I had to put one U.S. men's national team player in there because duh.
Quota.
Yeah. And then I put two transfers in there. So Gabby Slanina.
Nice. I like that.
Probably because he's going to be the biggest men's national team transfer out. So he has to have some sort of award to warrant that, right? Man, we're so toxic. Velasco at FC Dallas, the 19-year-old winger. Again, we talked about the improvement that Dallas had, and I think he will fit that kind of profile of bringing them back to relevancy. Mm-hmm. And my final one and my winner, I think, is easiest simply because, once again, MLS quota, take the player with the highest market value in the league and give him an award. Thiago Almada is going to win Young Player of the Year this year.
I forgot he qualifies for that.
I mean, listen, he literally nearly doubles Yosef's transfer market value at 22 million. Yosef's at 13.
He's Barco 2.0, like in terms of potential and hype and everything. Just hopefully we don't have to wait as long for him to produce on the field.
Correct. He's absolutely Barco 2.0. But I don't think we're going to wait as long to see him produce. So I've got Almada winning Young Player of the Year. And yeah, Slanina will probably be second because you can't have a U.S. men's national team player finish third.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I missed one on the board. Silly me. Comeback Player of the Year. I like this one. This is a really cool one. So, player who had extreme adversity or injury in 2021 comes back and has a great season in 2022. I've got three finalists here. I've got Kevin Molino at Columbus after a very good 2020 season with Minnesota. He basically got hurt on day one, played like 4 games for Columbus. I think he's got a really good shot to bring Columbus back into relevancy in 2022 if he's healthy. Nico Ladero. I think he had about I think he had like 4 or 5 games last year. Maybe a little bit more than that, but he was hurt most of the year. I mean, it didn't hurt Seattle, but obviously insane talent, lots of talent around him. And if he stays healthy, he can kind of pull like a Carlos Hill where he was hurt for most of 2020 and then came back and won in 2021. And then my winner, my final, can you guess? My final nominee.
Aaron Long.
Aaron Long, correct. U.S. men's national team captain at his peak, ruptures his Achilles in game 2, and he missed the entire season. He slides into a Red Bull back line that hopefully gets a little bit better. I think that he will earn this award. Again, he gets called back to the national team. He performs well with the national team. He performs decently with Red Bull. He'll win this award. So I'm picking Aaron Long to be comeback player of the year this year.
Nice. That's a good choice, honestly. It's pretty.
I think it's pretty safe. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll definitely be in the conversation if he stays healthy the whole season.
Right. What do you got?
All right. So my 3 finalists for this award. There is one guy in here that I think you absolutely missed.
I very well might have.
But before I jump into that, one question for you. I thought that you could also be eligible for this award if you were just not like playing well the season prior, which I think is the case because Shallowy was up for the award last year. Was he hurt in 2020?
I believe he was. I'm not totally sure, but
okay. Well, I think all 3 of the guys I have on my list were hurt anyway, so I don't think it's necessarily bad form.
If you put the person I'm thinking of, I probably had him written down and then took him away. But go ahead.
Probably not. But the guy that I was thinking of potentially, I didn't end up putting him on the list, but in terms of just bad form and then performing better this year, I was thinking Eddie Flores for DC.
Okay.
I just feel like he has the potential to be like a really good player. And I almost feel like we're starting to see that a little bit with the way he's playing for Peru. He's got 2 goals in the last 2 games, only playing half the game for both as well. Ooh. So nice little national team knowledge for you there, not outside of CONCACAF.
Look at you.
But he was not on my list. I do think he'll have a better year, but assuming this is mainly just injury recoveries, my 3 finalists, Io Akinola. I think
okay, I like that one. I didn't have Akinola.
So I think Akinola, Josie's out, I'm pretty sure officially. So then he's got to be their striker this year. Coming back from the injury, we saw the potential blooming with Akinola was playing in 2020. What are we going to see this year? Are we going to, kind of see him build on that potential again? Or does the injury start to affect him? I would like to play optimistic here and say that he returns back to that blooming potential and starts banging in goals again for Toronto, especially if he gets some help from that guy Insigne. All right, so then my other finalist, Aaron Long, you kind of touched on it before. Huge name center back in the men's national team and in the league. If he plays the full season and stays healthy, and Red Bull are like even remotely in the playoff chase, he will almost surely be a finalist for this award. And my last finalist and winner for this team, one that I think you probably forgot about, Jordan Morris. I was waiting for a reaction. No JMO for you?
I was trying to think about if I put him down or not. I don't remember who. I had somebody written down here. It might. Oh, you know what it was? I had Chicharito written down here. But I was like, I'd take Olero over Chicharito. But yeah, didn't put JMO in there. That's a good shot.
I think JMO wins this award almost the exact same way that Aaron Long would.
Yep.
National team guy.
If JMO wasn't in it, yeah, I totally agree. If JMO scores 1 goal in World Cup qualifying, he's got it locked up before the season even kicks off.
Yeah, exactly. So I think JMO's winning this one. I think he won it, 2 years ago also? I think he also won comeback.
Yeah.
So I think
can you imagine having 2 of those awards?
Yeah, that would probably be the first time in history. I think
it has to be, right?
First multi-time comeback player of the year winner. But yeah, I think he'll that just shows his resilience, man. That'd be awesome from him just to battle back from 2 really rough injuries.
Too bad Seattle's not making the playoffs this year.
What'd you say?
Too bad Seattle's not making the playoffs this year.
Oh, we diving into bold predictions already?
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I think JMO, pretty much the entire same conversation that we just had on Aaron Long. He has the hype with being in the men's national team picture, but I think he just genuinely deserves it. He's quality player. Seattle's always super strong. So yeah, he's my pick.
All right. We've got one more award or two more awards and then some bold predictions. So let's go through these. Coach of the year. Give me your 3 finalists and give me your winner.
All right. I think I went bold on definitely on one of these this year. I think you'll definitely agree. You'll think that. So
Okay.
my 3 finalists, I got Caleb Porter. I think this might give away some of our
In
predictions
Columbus?
too. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, you're not gonna like this one then. Steve Cherundolo.
Oh my god. I had Steve Strobel on there. I did take him off, but go ahead.
I think well, I'll touch on him in a minute. And then my winner for coach of the year, I feel like this one kind of was coming the entire episode, is Jim Curtin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a safe
It's so
choice.
boring. It's so boring.
Listen, I put all right, so I think Cherundolo is going to be on the list, and I don't even necessarily know that he would deserve it, but I just think LAFC are just going to be good enough that it will carry him to being on this list, especially because
It's not
LAFC,
about what he does, it's about what the team does. I get it.
yeah, and I think it helps a ton too that LAFC missed the playoffs last year. So if LAFC perform well and finish like top 3 in the West, he's probably going to be in the conversation because they'd be like, oh, he turned it around for them. So, and then I think we're seeing a rebound from Columbus this year. So that's why I got Caleb Porter in there. I think the tools are there. He's got the players, no question. We said that last year, and the team's still strong again this year. So I think he puts the pieces together better this year and gets in this conversation. But yeah, Jim Curtin wins it for me. It's an easy choice. Philly's so consistently good. So probably would have won MLS Cup 2 last year if he didn't have COVID outbreak in his team.
Fair. Mine are a little bit I'm not I don't like coach of the year because like you said, I think it's more players than coach. I've got Bob Bradley at TFC. If he turns them around from second to last in the East to being as good as they might be able to be, that puts them in a good running for it. I've got Ronnie Dyla if he can repeat a really good season with Tati. If he can go MLS Cup and then finish first in the East, I think he can finish there. But my winner, and this like you goes in theme with something I have.
I think I could guess it.
Go ahead.
Gary Smith.
Harry Smith from Nashville.
Yeah,
give me Nashville. Stop with the Nashville slander and just respect them already. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the slander. I'm tired of the Joe Willis slander. Hani Mukhtar should have won MVP last year. Gary Smith is winning Coach of the Year this year.
At least they get Walker.
They did. They get Walker. All right. The biggest and best one yet.
Oh, here we go.
MVP. I have 4 people on this list that I think are probably going to be in a good spot to be there.
One bold one.
I've got one really bold one because
Lord.
be like really bold.
Well, listen, you have Casper Shabilko Golden Boot, so like
right,
he's
so that's
probably
not my bold. He's on there, but that's not my bold one. So
he's on there, and that's not your bold one.
No, so I made my predictions based off of some of my bold predictions. Okay. So I've got Shabilko in the MVP race with Hani Mukhtar.
Absolutely insane.
I've got Luis Arujo for Atlanta. Raul Ruidiaz. And my really bold one.
Oh, goodness.
There's no way you're going to guess this. So I went and picked the person who may be pulling the strings for LAFC. I mean, this is so out there. It's ridiculous.
You put Kellyn Acosta on that list.
I put Jose Cifuentes in there.
Oh, my God.
I'm thinking Jose Cifuentes might possibly pull the string. I needed a really bold one. I'm hoping you have a bold one in there, too. I'm thinking Jose Cifuentes with everything, with Aranjo banging goals every time he touches the ball, Vela making all of his moves, Jose Cifuentes got to be making, he's going to, I think Jose Cifuentes is going to have Carlos Heel number of assists this year. Bang. My
Wow.
winner is Luis Araujo from Atlanta, because
Okay.
I think Atlanta are going to light the world on fire, and I think he is going to be orchestrating most of it.
That's fair.
That is my pick for MVP, because I'm not going with the one that we always. I'm going out there, man. Because here's the thing: if I go all the way out there and I'm wrong, it'll be as equally wrong as if I stayed close and made like a safe pick. Because it's never what you expect.
It's more fun to go bold.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to come up with one now, so I just have something. So, but I'll start going through my list too. I'll start going through my list of guys that I got. So my 5 finalists at the moment are. I also have Luis Araujo. I think a big season for him is upcoming. I have Christian Aranjo because he's my Golden Boot winner, so I think he'll be in the conversation. Hani Mukhtar, of course, deserved it last year. I think he'll be strong again this year. I have Lucas Zelarayan on my list.
Ooh, yeah, because you have him. Okay.
And then this one, potentially a swap out again, but I have Tati on here for MVP race. If he's gone, my swap I wrote down was João Paulo.
Okay.
But what I will do is I will
give me a bold one.
I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna have this as my my Tati swap. I'll find a bold one. But I don't. Maybe while I search, what do you think of the list? What are you thinking?
I'm
okay. Who do you think I picked as my winner?
I'm okay with the list. I think you usually tend to go Golden Boot MVP tied together. So I think you're going to have Christian Aranjo as your winner.
It's a good guess. And I think you're probably right that I usually do that. But
you do. I know you do. I edit the videos. I watch them all.
This year I did not do that though. I went with Zelarayan.
Okay. I was gonna go. That was my number 2.
Yeah, I think he's I think he was red hot to end last year, and I just feel that he's gonna carry that into this year. All right, let me see. I'm trying to find something bold here. Right, but like not just stupid. Like I want to find something bold that's like
bold, okay. Bold and stupid go hand in hand.
But like I feel like there's some thought that goes into like the Cifuentes one. It's not just like oh, let me just pick a random name.
There was a little bit of thought, not a ton, because I don't think very much. It was a little bit of thought. I'm thinking it should probably be somebody from Minnesota before they get all screaming mad. Or Brenner. Pick Brenner.
I had thought about it for half a second, but I'm like, no, I can't. I will not pick somebody from FCC. I refuse.
Here's another outside one. Ryan Gauld in Vancouver. If they blow up, it's going to be because of him.
Yeah, I think if they blow up, he would be in the conversation. But that again depends on whether or not you think they're going to blow up.
No, we'll find out next episode. Teaser. Okay. Are we moving on to bold predictions? Or are you giving me a bold MVP choice? What are we doing?
I'm looking. I'll cut down this part of the audio. Oh no, let's just dive into bold predictions.
Let's just move on. If you think
yeah, I'll keep looking.
All right. My first bold prediction, and this I have been teasing for just a little bit now. The Chicago Fire will be making the playoffs this year, but they won't just be making the playoffs this year. They are making the playoffs this year behind a Golden Boot season from Kasper Schmeichel.
You're out of your mind. I don't know what drugs you were taking for this episode, but send some my way.
I'm telling you, this is a German center back, playmakers on the wing, target forward who is a good prolific history. 2017 all over again. Right here, my veins. Put it right in my veins. All right. You're number 1.
My first bold prediction. Oh, you're gonna be pissed with this one. I could already tell. And it's a spoiler for next episode. But I don't even know if I have logic supporting this one, but I think after topping the West last season, I think
Yeah,
Colorado
please.
missed the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Let's go. I don't agree, but let's go. I'm all about the Colorado slander, baby.
Why are you all about the Colorado slander? That's so random.
They've done nothing wrong, but they should not have been top of the West. And I don't like William Yarborough, so I'm here for it. All right. My number 2 is around an Insigne.
Uh-huh.
Lorenzo Insigne, after he joins the team in June, won't score more than 5 goals this year. I don't think I'm saying that he will have a very tough time adjusting to the league. I don't think that he gets off on the right foot. Now, next season, when he has a full year and a full preseason, all this stuff, I think maybe he blows up. This year, he has a BWP type transition where he comes in at midseason, scores 2 or 3 goals. Everybody thinks, oh, here we go again. And then the years after, he blows up.
I will tell you, sir, I had a very similar bold prediction to you. So mine was that I don't think, including the double assist, I don't think Insigne gets more than 7 goal contributions by the end of the season.
Oh, I like that one. That's even worse.
Yeah, I think that's even tougher than the
That's
one you
even
gave.
worse. Yeah.
I think I absolutely agree with you. I think he will fire off on all cylinders starting in the 2023 season.
I agree.
But I think coming in, especially because he's coming in at the end of his contract, so that would mean he finishes an entire season with Napoli and then jumps right into going with Toronto. So there's no break period. He's going into the league where everybody's only played a half a season. So like you just have to think off the bat, he's already going to be more fatigued than the rest of the guys because he's coming off a full season. It's not like he had an off season in between here. So I think he will struggle to get things going off the start. Or maybe he comes in firing but tails off towards the end. Maybe the fatigue starts to get to him. But we'll see. I just think he'll have a quieter start to this year, especially because his expectations are through the roof. And again, that's probably not his fault. It's probably more so the media, but his expectations are super high.
Correct. All right, my last one. Steve Cherundolo at LAFC is Frank de Boer 2.0 and makes one of the most exciting attacking lineups in the league anemic.
You can't say that right now. They just put 6 past you in preseason.
Man, listen, if you can do it on a rainy day against the USL side, good. But you're playing in the Western Conference. That's not a walk in the park. So
maybe it is.
It's not.
Find out next episode.
It's not. But that is I think he turns into Frank de Boer.
I get where you're coming from. I just think you're wrong. But I get it.
I say that about a lot of things that you say.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
So my last one is really bold because this happening is probably it's very unlikely to happen. But my last bold prediction is that Tati Castellanos stays the entire season and does not get sold.
Interesting.
I feel like NYC are just going to keep rejecting bids and then get stuck and having to sell him at the end of next season for a lower price.
NYC are playing FIFA here. They're just like, no. And then they're going to forget to renew his contract. Be like, oh, he just left on a free to anywhere.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely bold because the rumors are flying all over the place. I just saw one a couple of days ago that he was linked to Leeds. So it is very unlikely that he will stay the whole season, but that's why it's my bold prediction.
Him and the Medford Massey linking up in Leeds. Oh
yeah.
All right, that's it. Those are predictions done. We've predicted end of year awards. We predicted some bold happenings in the league this year. Come on, erase. There you go. But now there's only one thing that we have left to predict. That's the standings, where teams are going to finish. But you got to tune in on Wednesday to hear those episodes. We will be doing that on our 8th episode. So make sure you're following us wherever you get your podcast so you can hear that prediction set. Let us know what you think about these predictions. Let us know if you think we've got it right, got it wrong. Remember, everything I said is actually going to happen. Everything Connor said is wrong. So if you're going to go put a bet on, you know who to use. Make sure you're following us on all forms of social media. We've been super active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So we love the interaction. Keep it going. Share, like, and let us know your thoughts on what we've been doing. And Connor, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, then this has been season 3, episode 7, and we'll see you on season 3, episode 8. See ya.